Hey everyone, Jordan McCandless here, staff advisor for the Adventure Card campaign, back with another quick tip video for you about adventure cards. And this one is primarily about a couple of tips and a resource to help you track the campaign at the unit level effectively. It's very important that you're aware at the unit level how your campaign is going, how your families are doing, and can adjust and help them with anything that they need. And the first tip to help with that is make sure you're doing weekly check-ins with your participating scouts and families. If you meet weekly, that's an excellent opportunity to do your check-ins, and it also gives you an opportunity to have them return cards that they don't plan to sell, get a good idea of how many cards they've sold, and if they need more cards, you can check more cards out to them. And the second tip is to remind your families early and often about any upcoming deadlines. I'll remind you that the last day to turn in cards to the council, any unsold cards, is May 1st. Your unit may set earlier deadlines to get all of the monies and cards returned to unit leaders so that you can make that May 1st date. You may have other deadlines as well within your unit for different parts of your sale, but make sure you're taking those deadlines and you're reminding your participating families early and often so that they don't lose sight of those and you don't run into any issues where somebody forgot to turn something in time and now you're scrambling to connect with them and get it taken care of. Those are my top two tips. I have a third tip, and that is to have one place where you kind of record and manage the information for your sale and track it. And I have a resource that I'm going to share with you that we've developed for you to use. If you don't already have something within your unit that you like, we have developed a simple Excel spreadsheet. This is available for download on the Adventure Card webpage, and I would encourage you to check it out there. And it simply has a table where you can record the scouts and families participating. It gives you a chance to record all sorts of relevant data related to your sale. You can record how many cards you've checked out to each family. You can record the number of cards they've returned to you, to the unit. In another column, the third column gives you a chance to record the number of cards that family has sold. And then the fourth column is a calculated column. You'll see a few bolded columns. All of those columns are set up to calculate automatically. The fourth column is calculated based off of the number of cards you've checked out, subtracting the number of cards they've returned, and the number of cards they've reported that they've sold. So that tells you if there's any cards missing and unaccounted for. In Scout 1's case, they've checked out 100 cards, they've returned 50, and they sold 50, so there are no cards missing. In Scout 2's case, there are 50 cards checked out, 10 have been returned and 30 are reported sold. So that tells us there's 10 cards still unaccounted for, and so on. The fifth column is cards for a cause donations. And a reminder, those are treated as if the customer is purchasing a card. We just have the donation, 50% goes back to the unit, 50% goes to the council, as any card sold does. And those cards for a cause donations are part of what's calculated in the next column of the total amount due to the unit. So we encourage your families to record their cards for cause donations, and then 50% of that will stay with your unit, 50% will go back to the council as if it were purchasing a card. We then take our 50% and manage the delivery of the cards to local first responders, educators, and so on. Column G is the total due to the unit. So that's going to auto-calculate based off of the number of cards you checked out to the family. It subtracts the cards they've returned, and then it multiplies that by 10 and adds any cards for a cause donation so that you know the total amount of money that you should expect to receive from that family. The next column is the total received. You can record the amount of money that you've received from that family. In Scout 1's case, they sold 50 cards and they collected $100 in cards for a cause donations. So they have $600 due to the unit. They turned in $600 to the unit, and there is now $0 remaining. That next column auto calculates to tell you at a quick glance how much money is left to collect from an individual family. In Scout 2's case, we mentioned that they had 50 cards checked out, returned 10 of them. They sold 30 cards. There's 10 cards unaccounted for, which they're still responsible for. And so 30 plus 10 is 40 times 10, $400. They did not have any cards for a cause donations. So $400 is due to the unit. They turned in $200, and that tells us we still need $200 collected from that family. Finally, you've got the total due to the council column. This is a quick calculating column to just take the amount due to the unit, divide by 2, and that tells you how much money is due to turn in to the council by May 1st. In this case of Scout 1, $600 was due to the unit. Half of that is $300, and that's what's due to the council. At the bottom of the spreadsheet, there is a total row where you can see the total amounts for the unit. Line by line, you can break it down by family, and you can see as a whole where the unit sits overall. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Again, it's available for download and use on the Adventure Card webpage, but want to encourage you to use this spreadsheet or something like it to track your cards. It helps you manage your inventory, and it helps you identify if there's any issues your families are facing or things that you need to help them with during the course of the sale. So that's it. A couple of quick tips, a handy new resource that'll help you track your sale at the unit level, and we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to talking again soon. Bye.